Kohana here. Today I'm doing a drawing based off of the game Stardew Valley. The drawing is based off of one of the floors in the mine. I was thinking about it when I was playing the game and I was mining on that floor. It's mostly ice and some of the monsters are like blue slimes, regular bats, and these little fluffy monsters that look like little fuzzy dots. Like they're really cute. But what inspired the drawing was while I was diving into the mine, I just got completely swamped by a bunch of monsters. I guess I decided to go on a bad luck day because in Stardew Valley, you can check your TV like you would do in Harvest Moon, but the thing is, if it's a good luck day, then you're more likely to get more ores and gems and different items a little bit more frequently, and it won't be as many monsters. But on bad luck days, you're more likely to get a lot more monsters. And I was just it was so funny, like all these furry little dots, because like they don't really bite or anything, they just hop on top of you and just do damage, and it was so many of them. So that's what inspired the drawing today. It also made me think about back during my community college days when I decided to play RPGs. Some of you probably don't remember this game, but I used to play Mabinogi online on my PC. And Mabinogi is an RPG, but like the art style is a little bit anime-like stylish. It's generic anime style. It's nothing too over the top like some of the mobile PC games where the anime characters look so detailed and beautifully designed and stuff. It's not that. It's pretty bare bones, including if you try to play it nowadays. I think it's still available to download. It's by Nexon, the same people who do MapleStory, which is a lot more popular game. Anyway, I used to play Mabinogi with a couple of my friends from community college, and when I was a starter, rewind back a little bit. After a certain length of time in Mabinogi, they had a update where they introduced elves and giants. Elves and giants, you can choose either between the two, but they were enemies against each other. So if you chose to be an elf and you want to be a giant and you go to the giant village, don't expect not to get hit by a monster that's taller than the trees in the game. Anyway, I decided to be an elf because I love being archers and rangers or mages in RPGs. So when I created the character, it started all the way back to level 1. So to level up the character, I decided to party up with my friends, and at that time, I think they were humans, but they went through the basic story quest, which the basic story quest is when you... Gosh, I can't remember the details of it. Anyway, the reward of going through the basic story quest is you can choose to be a paladin, and you can either be a white paladin or a black paladin. Both of them look like, really tall knights, and they have this special ability where they constantly hit you quite a few times compared to maybe the 3 hits you only get when you're just a normal vanilla character. So I was sitting around a campfire with my friends in a party, and we saw a bear. Now, in Mabinogi, the bears are, they're pretty true to real life in some ways. When you're a beginner character, the last thing you want to see when you're walking over to another town is a bear, because compared to other monsters in the game, when you get to a certain radius, you aggro them and they want to attack you and you can outrun them. Bears are a whole different story. Bears will just see you and decide that they want to ruin your day. So when I saw this bear was different from the other bears. It was white and it had red eyes. So I was looking like, oh no. I hope these guys are strong enough to handle this bear, because this one looks completely different. As we looked at the bear, my friend, we'll call her A, she decided that she wanted to go and attack it. Since she was a paladin, she was higher level than me. Despite the fact that she's higher level than me and she possibly could win the fight, I decided, since I was just a little low level, little newbie, that I would get up and run away. And that's exactly what I did. I proceeded to get up and run the opposite direction as she ran towards the bear. I got a very good head start distance, because bears can run really fast. They're really hard to outrun in the game unless you have a good head start, like if you see them ahead of time and they start charging at you. So I was looking off from a very far distance and I saw the bear. And I saw my friend use the special move I mentioned, where you just go a whole bunch of attacks. And it looks really cool. But another thing you have to notice on the game, and I guess that also came with the update, is sometimes your attacks will have absolutely no effect on a certain monster if their level is higher than yours. And that's exactly what happened. She did all these impressive combo attacks, and near the end of the combo, you hear ping! And that's usually the sound that the game makes when your attack has failed. So after she did that, it was almost like the bear's like, haha, my turn. And it proceeded to beat the ever-living daylights out of my friend A. Her boyfriend, who was also with her in the party, decided to come up and help. And I watched from a distance as both her and her friend had beat down by this giant white bear. And the bear just walked away. Like, I've done my quota for the day of ruining players' lives, so I'm gonna go over here. And that's exactly what it did. Luckily for me, I had resurrection items, but yeah. See, thinking of that made me think of these little fluffy monsters, and thank goodness Stardew Valley doesn't have monsters nearly as ferocious as that. There are many other stories similar to the one I explained from Mabinogi. Another one in particular, which it was my own fault for being a noob, but characters, well, you in the game can put up almost like word bubbles above your head when you need party members, instead of like posting it up on a bulletin or anything like that. I'm guessing that's how some RPGs work, but a word bubble would come up almost like an advertising sign. So one person in particular, they had one saying, I'm a blacksmith, I will repair your items. And foolish me, that there was a blacksmithing trait where some characters may decide they want to repair other people's items to get extra gold. So I gave him one of my best weapons and he ran away. And the unfortunate thing about the game is I was a magic user at the time, and I was charging an attack kind of like Ice Bolt, where you throw snowflakes at characters, and it's effective if you're a lower ranked character. But the unfortunate thing was my attack could not reach him as he ran away. It would have been awesome if I could have hit him with one and got my weapon back, but that didn't work out. On a different occasion, with the same party, I did manage to find a group of people to go with me on a quest, because one dungeon for a quest in particular, you need a group of people. You need a group of people to go with you. So we went to the dungeon and we got to one floor with skeletons that almost looked like pirates because they had the curved blades like pirates. And my whole party got wiped out. And I was alone with a monster that was twice my level. Luckily, the game has a skill called counter. And I managed to kill one of them that was automatically aggro because of how low level I was. Because the awesome thing about counter is it works just like how it works in 7 Deadly Sin with Meliodas, where it sends it back to you double the power. So I managed to kill a monster. Unfortunately, I got a little too greedy and tried to attack another monster and got obliterated. But it was a really fun experience. My time during Mabinogi was way before Sword Art Online came out. So I feel like if I was one of those people that was trapped on Sword Art Online, oh my goodness, I don't think I would survive a year, or I would never aim to go for really high level dungeons like that incident with Sachi. I thought it was so hilarious that they in the abridged Sword Art Online by Something Witty Entertainment, they changed the other party members that was with Sachi into NPCs besides the main guild leader, which makes a lot more sense because out of the guild leader and Sachi, none of the other characters were very memorable. If you haven't seen that abridged, you should definitely check it out. It's by Something Witty Entertainment. Anyway, I'm starting to wrap this picture up. I really regret going in and putting in the gradients in the background. My initial thought was it'll look kind of like the dungeon floor and then the foreground and the background. But it just looks like 3 blue multicolored strips on my paper. So not 100% happy with that. But, you know, you live, you learn, and you go get lows. So that's my motto. Anyway, that's it for the drawing and my little story time about my very limited experience with RPGs. See you later.